make a toast. Actually, I'll make a toast with a coffee. Coffee toast. To
good for our image, huh?
Yes, exactly. Universal Postal Union, Posta Italiana, our partners around the world, and this historic event with the .post going in to the internet route. Cheers. Cheers. Beckstrom, CEO of ICANN. I'm here in the Hotel Intercontinental in Geneva, and we're celebrating the signing of the .post agreement with UPU, the Universal Postal Union. We have the Director General of the UPU here, Mr. Edouard Dayen, and we also have the CEO of Posta Italiana, my dear friend Massimo Sarmi. And it's really been a great day, and just want to thank you, gentlemen. And Massimo, maybe you can talk about how we spoke in the chess club, or how you got this thing restarted that was started years ago.
It was a very special period because with Rod we were talking about a different topic, but very close with the current one. We were talking about cyber security. And if I remember exactly, we mentioned the current activity we had with the UPU and the concern we had talking with Edouard that up to now it wasn't possible to have an agreement between these two important global organizations running, which would have been useful for everybody for the introduction of the .post domain, which is not only a name of a domain, even if of a high level, but it means a list of new services running over the internet, which could have been provided by postal operators, and which naturally means interoperable and having a unique standard which would have covered all the development, all the services involved. And during that very pleasant it was a dinner or a lunch? It was a lunch. It was a lunch, but the dinner will come very soon. No, because it was a very productive place in terms of ideas, in terms of strategy. So Rod mentioned that probably he would have been interested in changing his activity, and he was running too for a very prestigious position. And from my side, all my heart, all my wishes for his success, and let me say the virtual but practical promise for promoting, in the case if would have been in charge of ICANN organization, of promoting the signature of the long-lasting .post domain with the UPU. The rest of the story, and now it is a reality, and I do not have to add anything else apart of the pleasure, the joy, I'd say, of having this agreement signed and having an enormous space for improvement, for new services, for new challenges, ideas.
Excellent. And Massimo, we thank you so much, because you were truly a catalyst in helping to restart things, or what I call the renaissance of the .post existence. But of course, Director General Dayan runs one of the most powerful networks in the world. It's the network of networks of postal systems that have literally 600,000 branch offices in the world. I can't even count the number of countries, but Mr. Dayen, you're running one of the biggest networks in the world. Can you give us a quick overview of UPU, and then maybe talk about how .post fits into part of your plans for the digital future and all the electronic networks that you're developing?
I think, thank you first of all, Rod, for having that opportunity to be together with you and Massimo, and also for helping to conclude successfully that important agreement between your organization and UPU. UPU is an organization which is evolving in line with its environment, and our sector is close to everyone, everywhere, as you have mentioned, with 650,000 outlets all over the world, which means that more or less everywhere, at every corner, you can find the post office. The post office could be useful if they are able to provide services which are in line with the needs. And our approach is to be sure that no country could be outside the different UPU projects, because we are a UN agency. Of course, our activity is to help the growth of the business, the development of the companies, the development of the countries, but to be as ambitious as possible. After having worked in different areas, after having developed successfully a network with the 3 dimensions, physical, electronic, and financial, it was time to see UPU being involved in the Internet era, which means that Internet is not against any kind of activity. It's a new opportunity for developing more activities in the world which is global. In our world, continually we are referring to the globalization. We say that the world is a small village. How can we achieve that objective? And I'm convinced that through that agreement, we cannot cover all the problems we are in the world. We could be together an example for the other sectors, saying how Internet could be seen positively, could contribute to reduce the economic digital gap between the countries, could help the progress everywhere, economic progress, social progress, etc., which is also the challenge has to be achieved by our organization as well as an agency. Of course, signing an agreement is not the end, it's the beginning.
Absolutely.
It means that today, I think in the 2 sides, with the help of also Israel's Army and the Italian Post, with chairing big activities in the framework of UPU, we know where we would like to go with a pragmatic approach, and we know that today the time is running, and we have with our different teams to continue to work strongly, presenting important results. Could be important for ICANN also at the level of UN system.
Absolutely. Yes.
Knowing that UPU developed a strong cooperation with every international organization, either within the UN system, Bretton Woods system, and some others like WCO, which means that, of course, our example could help the others to follow comparable example. And we are confident, and I would like again to thank you and your team for having achieved that important step. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We thank you, and we're honored to have these the virtual world connect one of the biggest real-world networks that's also got the electronics and finance so impressive.